welcome to the episode of Whitebeard's Kitchen. So just finished work, my normal job. So what I'm going to do for you this evening is a chicken Ceylon, lovely dish. I've done it before in the house and it went down a treat. So hopefully it'll turn out the same way it did when I first ever made this. Right, let's get cooking and I'll explain to you the ingredients as I go along. So what I have here, and I'm actually going to make this slightly quicker than normal, what I have here is roughly about 3/4 of a large onion diced. I have about 2 green chilies. I have roughly about 2 tablespoons of garlic and 1.5 tablespoons of ginger. I'm going to put this into the blender and make this into a complete paste. Okay, so what I have is roughly about 4 tablespoons of coconut oil, not in any order, a piece of cinnamon stick or cinnamon bark, Cassia Bark, a couple of bay leaves. I'm going to say probably about 1 tablespoon of curry leaves. I'm just going to put those in as well. And 4 green cardamom pods that I have just cracked. So I'll just let this heat very gently just to get some of the aroma and flavours going. So just over a reasonably low to medium heat. Okay. What I am using is a combination of chicken thighs and also chicken drumsticks, about 4 chicken drumsticks and chicken thighs. Roughly I have about 950 grams of chicken thighs. Prefer those always slightly juicier. So what I'm going to do now is add in some of the spices as I go along here. So I'm just going to add to this, turn the heat down slightly. First of all, the onion paste that I made with the garlic and the ginger and the couple of green chilies. I'm just going to put that in. So as I say, I blitz the onion. So just want to cook a little bit of the rawness of the onion, the garlic that's in here, and the ginger as well. Just for a few moments. Near had a slight accident, spilt my Kashmiri chili powder. So if you'd have heard me starting to cry, that would have been the reason. So already I can smell the garlic and the ginger, which is great. Now some of the dried spices that I'm going to be using here. I'm going to go in heaped teaspoon and a half of coriander powder, teaspoon of Kashmiri chili powder, roughly half a teaspoon of cumin powder. Just turn this down ever so slightly. I'm just going to get a slight bit of a mix. I don't want it to burn. I don't have what's called a mixed powder, so I am going to use my curry powder. So a teaspoon of that, 3/4 of a teaspoon of turmeric powder. So just give this a bit of a stir. Liven up the spices. And just rub through with my hands roughly about 1.5 teaspoons of Kasoori Methi or Methi Fenugreek leaves. Methi leaves. There we are, that's that. So what I have now going in is about 5 tablespoons of just good old tomato puree, tomato paste, and I've mixed it with some water. It's still quite thick, so I'll get that in. So just give this a mix through. Just turn the heat up a little bit. I've seen different versions of this, to be honest. You know, people using coconut milk and coconut powder, other people not using coconut milk. I will decide as I go along. I'll see how this is going. Roughly about 1 tablespoon of salt. If I need more salt, I can add that in. So in with the chicken thighs first of all. Or sorry, not chicken thighs, I tell lies. The chicken drumsticks. Excuse me. So there we are. I had 1 more than I expected, so I have got 5 rather than 4. That'll be a surprise for somebody. So I just want to get this nicely coated in the spices. crank the heat of this up a bit. I will add some water in from time to time. There will be natural water will come out of the chicken anyhow, so that's fine. What I'm going to do is just add a tiny splash of water now that I've got these stirred. Crank the heat up a bit, put the lid on, and I'll be back. So just checking in on the chicken drumsticks or chicken that I have in. So I'm going to let these cook on. You'll see there is liquid that's still there. I don't want it dry. So I'm going to leave this for another few moments and then I'll add in the chicken thighs, but everything seems to be cooking well. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, dogs and cats, here we are. In goes the chicken thigh that I've cut into bite-sized pieces. So I'm just going to give this a bit of a coating along with the drumsticks that have been in probably about 10-15 minutes earlier. Again, there'll be some liquid will come off that, but just to be on the safe side, I'm just going to add a tiny splash of liquid, and as you maybe can see, where I had blended the garlic and the ginger and the chilli and onion, there was a little bit of remnant, so I just whizzed it round, and I'm going to use the water for that. So, I'm going to leave this again on a high heat, just give it a good stir. Where I put the heat, put the lid on. Okay, guys, right. I will see you very shortly. Lid on, and I'm just going to let that cook away. So, folks, just checking in on the chicken to see how it's doing. Seems to be doing fine. Still the right fair amount of liquid, which is great. And just what I'm after. You can make this, I suppose, as sweet or not as sweet as you like. There is sugar in it. So at the moment, I'm going to add in a tablespoon and a quarter of sugar. Just give that a quick mix through. And I might add a tiny bit more. As I say, it is quite a large pot of chicken. If you consider quite the size of those chicken drumsticks, and also say roughly about 900 maybe grams actually of chicken thigh that's in there as well. Also, what I'm going to do is add in 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, well that's probably 3.5 to be honest, coconut milk powder, and I want to mix that really well through. I don't want any lumps, so get that well mixed in. And I will keep an eye and just check this from time to time, because now the sugar and the coconut milk powder, maybe you can't see it, but I can see it from here. The gravy, the sauce, whatever you want to call it, it's thickening up a bit, and that's with the coconut milk powder that's gone in. Hopefully that's that coconut milk powder infused a bit. Just going to add maybe another splash of water. So I probably have at the moment put in 2 cups of water, we'll say. But just add at a time, and you can create your own, make this if you want it a bit thicker. Obviously just continue to cook it. You can reduce it down, or if you want a bit of if you like it with a gravy, some people like that, or sauce, the sauce that's being made, if you want that a bit more sauce to it, well, don't reduce it down as much, simple as that. So I'm going to leave it on, lid back on again, let this cook away, and I will come back and check it from time to time. So here we are, and things are bubbling away. Now in with a cup, roughly, of coconut milk. The chicken is doing nicely, nothing sticking, which is great, just what I want. This is bubbling away. Put the lid on for maybe another 5 to 10 minutes. Come back, maybe lift the lid off so it can thicken a tiny bit. But that is that. I will taste it very shortly and see what it's like, just to see if I need more salt or maybe a tiny taste more sugar or something like that. So it is, you can make this as spicy as you like. You can add more chili in, chili powder, if you wish, or keep it to a reduced amount. It really is to suit your taste. You can make this to kind of a Madras level if you wish. For the folks at home this evening, I won't do that because they won't eat Madras. As I've said before, yours truly, I would eat hot cold. Okay folks, so this is it more or less ready. All I'm going to do is a slight sprinkle, which is about a quarter teaspoon of garam masala over it. Give that a mix. And this is my chicken Ceylon, complete, cooked from scratch. I didn't use base gravy. I didn't do it British Indian restaurant style this evening. I did do it before that way. If you do want to use base gravy, certainly gives maybe a tiny wee bit more depth. I'm not, you know. But having said that, if you do want to do ever make your own base gravy, British Indian restaurant style, do check out my YouTube channel. I have made this, the base gravy before. That's it done. I have tasted it. It's cooked and absolutely wonderful. It's a bit spicy. There is a bit of sweetness to it with the coconut powder, the sugar, etc. And as I say, with the coconut milk. Okay folks, so I did taste the gravy. I'm going to taste a wee bit now, along with a piece of chicken. Oh. It's just very warm, excuse me, oh god. It's not the spices, it's just so hot coming out of the pot. Absolutely wonderful. Do try this. I've said what it tastes like, and by all means have a crack at it. It's a favourite of mine for sure. Well folks, from me, it's a goodbye, so rock on. Enjoy this recipe, do try it out. See you soon. Take care, wherever you are.